In this video, I want to show you examples of complication. And here we have an article that starts off telling you that the work is going to be based on complication. It's way more complicated than just burning calories, especially if you're not, okay. So he explains the wrong way, and then he works out the right way, and hopefully his argument works better than this fellow's workout. Then over here, it's Georgia Alliance to End Homelessness. And way down at the bottom, they start their work, their point, and they say homelessness is more complicated than just a matter of choice. And they try to convince you or show you all the different rivers that roll into this large sea that's the homeless experience. So they're trying to again show you that it's more than it looks like. All right, that's typical analysis. And if you're trying to show that it's actually much more complicated or complex, that's complication. What theorizing is not, what theory is not, theorizing is, okay, Week or whatever, Wick from University of Michigan. And he opens it up, referring to other work and all that. But down here it says, having been said, I want to complicate their essay by taking a closer look at the theorizing process. So saying, look, someone has noticed something already, but they didn't go far enough. I'm going to really make them Sutton and Straw's message, show you how it's even more complicated than they think. Now down here, let's go take a look at, let's see this one right here. This is a book over here called How Conversation Works. And now the synopsis is right here, but I've expanded it so you can see it here. Conversation is very often spontaneous, natural, and formal, but even at its most casual, it is governed by rules and principles of language and behavior. This book lays bare the structure of conversation, describing what happens when people talk to each other and explaining why they say what they say and why it's so. He's really going to complicate it. All right. Now I've actually looked at his work, and he does an incredible job with that complication. Let's go ahead and see another one here. Farewell My Mailbox. This fellow Bob Greene is going to try to convince you in this article, if you want to read it, that the mailbox is much more than what it looks like. Okay, it's actually a symbol that binds communities together by giving them a subtle reminder of what it means to be an American. And he really lays open all the connections that this blue mailbox apparently has to our psyche. You should read that and agree or disagree with him at your leisure. And then here's one that tries to show you that Halloween is really much more than just the holiday that we celebrate. See right here, Halloween is a kind way for children to confront in fantasy real doubts and fears we all share. All right, and he's going to even talk about how it allows kids to practice death and loss and that sort of thing. So now Keith Ablow is a psychologist, and he's just doing what seems natural to him, and that's to look way much deeper than the surface level of something, to show you all the gears that are involved in it. So all of these exemplify complication. It's a very, very useful technique if done well, because it always promises to reward the intellectually curious.